What's good, y'all, man? I want to react to one of these big time quotes from five-star himself, Isaiah Evans. He's right here to the right, as you can see, hugging his coaches right there. So his teammates also is in the same picture. But I think, man, it's really interesting when you think about it, especially on a grassroots level, on high school prep level. Kind of what's going on. This is a very hot topic. Should players stay, with their homegrown teams and win a state championship in state, or should they go to an academy or a primetime team, a private team, and go play nationally, get more notice and things like that. But let's read the quote.
All right, so as the quote says, going to a private school across the world and winning a meaningless game doesn't really do anything for you. It doesn't fulfill you, in my opinion. And I really think, man, he's 100% right. In terms of fulfillment, Isaiah hits the nail on the head. There's nothing like, man, being and going through youth basketball, right? Playing at your local recreation center, then playing your middle school ball at the school you're going to go to, then going to the high school and bringing your team, a championship or bringing them their first ever championship. Nothing fulfills you more than doing that. There's no greater feeling. And he's 100% right. I mean, and you got to think too, man, when you a type of player like Isaiah, you're going to get that big coverage every single night, right? You got to be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Teams are going to double you. Teams are going to triple you, right? They're going to try to get the ball out of your hands. You are going to get the top defensive assignment, from the opposing team's player every single night. Like, and you're going to have to be able to go up against that. And there's going to be coverages for you to try to slow you down. But like he said, in terms of fulfillment, don't disagree with him at all. And you can see players like this that are doing this a lot, right? Go to the Ace Bailey, stayed at McEachern. He could have easily went to a private school or preparatory academy. You got Jakari Harris is another one that could have did that. Jacob Wilkins, son of Dominique Wilkins, both of those players stayed at Grayson and won a state championship. Like, it's out there. You definitely can do it, but they decided to stay home. So those are some of the players that do it. And then you have the Cooper Flags of the world, who was from up north, went to Montverde Academy in Florida, decided to do on the national level, kind of get more out there, even though he's the top player in the country. But yeah, y'all, in terms of like exposure and playing up against the top talent, I think definitely the preparatory academy private school got it. The only reason I say that is because sometimes you see on the high school level, y'all, like, you don't play that high end talent every single night. When you play these preparatory academies or these schools in the like EYBL circuit, you playing up against that D1 type prospect every single night. And that's what you're going to see. Like, it's not how it used to be. Guys are going straight from freshmen all the way to the NBA. You do see it. Don't get me wrong. There's big guys like Reed Shepard and Rob Dillingham of Kentucky. Like, that's going to happen for them. But you're playing guys that have been in the NCAA for 2 to 3, 4, 5+ years. They are already kind of groomed into their college bodies. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it tough, especially on the high school level, when you're not always doing that. And like I said, North Mecca is not in this conversation. McEachern or Grace is not in this conversation. But sometimes schools, you don't get that type of exposure going up against that talent every single night. Because some, they don't have the budget or the money to be able to do so, right? So you might just be playing regional talent in your state. That's not always a bad thing, but at the same time, you're not going up against that prospect. You might be going up against, one or two dudes out of a whole tournament that are a D1 prospect. You know what I'm saying? Or, a lot of prospects that are D2, D3, or might not even be playing college ball on the next level. So all that stuff like that makes a difference. When you can go up against guys that are D1, you're going to see on the next level. They already committed to a major D1 program. All that makes a difference. That's why I like OTE, Overtime Elite. I feel like they do it the right way. I feel like, they're putting you on that platform, Amazon Prime, YouTube, streaming your games. They're backed by NBA players. You see Devin Booker there, Donovan Mitchell. My owner of it is Kevin Durant. And you're going up against D1 prospects every day, and they got a great nutrition program. It's almost run like a little like a G League program. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, and you could practice up to 3 times a day. You know what I'm saying? You can get in shots up to 10, 11 o'clock. Like, all that stuff makes a difference when you're trying to hone your craft and you're trying to get it to the next level. So that's why I think that got it in terms of just going up against the top talent. And then lastly, like I said, the exposure, man. Being on those platforms, the Amazon Primes, the YouTubes, being on the ESPNs, those platforms can help. And when you think about it, think about you're a player, right? Let's say you play on a national team. Let's say your year, let's say you average 7 to 10 points, right? You go and you ball out. Let's say you average 20 points on this national circuit. That little bit of 20 points, let's say you're a senior or a junior, that can get you on the map, man. You know what I'm saying? That could put you where coaches want to start calling. Coaches want you to come take visits, official visits, to their program. All that little stuff makes a difference, man. So it's really interesting to think about. And like I said, in terms of what Isaiah says, in terms of fulfillment, nothing like it. In terms of, I think, exposure and getting you ready, potentially, or just going up against the top-end talent, I think the preparatory levels and private schools that you could play in the national tournaments definitely help you out. But I want to hear y'all opinion. I want y'all comments below. Y'all comment on this now. Y'all tell me, do you agree with Isaiah in terms of fulfillment? that, winning on the high school level, going to a public school is more fulfilling? Or do y'all think actually that it's better to go to a private school and go win and be able to be on kind of a bigger platform, and being able to play, and get that exposure and going up against those top end talents every single, game or against in these big tournaments? I want to get y'all thoughts below. Y'all comment because it's a hot button topic. Y'all comment below your opinions on this.